The stock market is a place filled with valuable knowledge and secrets that will help you become a stock trader. But not enough people know that there's just as much valuable information as there is bad information. This video will go over the 6 most valuable stock trading lessons you don't know and bring you key information to increase your stock market gains. You've been told to buy 20 different index funds to stay safe. That is trading lie number 1. Over-diversification kills your upside when you're trying to build wealth, not just preserve it. Famous investor Warren Buffett was known for an undiversified portfolio of stocks, where at times, companies like Apple represented over 50% of his positions. But that risk is what generated so much for him and the secret to his success. Everyone says that overvaluation is a red flag. In reality, that statement can be completely false in some situations. Imagine an investor buys Nvidia shares at $100 and plans to stay invested for 20 years. If one day they look at the news and see Nvidia is overvalued, they might be tempted to sell, but they shouldn't. If they do, they have to perfectly time the peak and perfectly time the trough to buy back in. 99% of the time, investors fail at this, and instead of a perfect sell and buy, they find themselves losing out on performance because they mistimed their trades. The fundamental rule of stock trading is that you can't time the stock market. Ever. Another lesson that you've probably been told is that risk is bad. Like diversification, risk is as bad or good as you decide it is. For a trader looking at a time horizon of 40 years, it's much more safe and even smart to take so-called riskier trades. Even if the trade temporarily puts your gains in the red, you still have decades to recover. With a trading horizon of 5 years, there's a lot less runway for recovery. Keep in mind, risk doesn't mean buying triple-leveraged Tesla ETFs and shorting the S&P 500. It just means that keeping an open mind to selective individual stock picks and sector plays is a great way to maximize potential gains. When you look at professionals in the stock trading sector, an interesting fact comes to play. Most don't make money from fantastic performance. They make it from management fees. Why? Because they understand how volatile and unstable markets are. An intelligent investor should never rely on their stock market earnings for a career. Instead, invest on the side and access that wealth when you retire or stop trading. Risk you take in your portfolio should never reflect risk on your financial well-being. Dependency on your portfolio creates that. Another classic lie is that you need a fortune to start. In fact, starting small gives you one massive, unfair advantage: savings leverage. Think about it. If a trader has a $50,000 portfolio and works a weekend side hustle to save $500, that extra cash only grows their account by a tiny 1%. It barely moves the needle. But if you are starting with just $100 and you inject that same $500 from a side hustle, you just grew your trading power by a staggering 500% without even placing a trade. When you have a small account, your ability to save and inject capital completely outperforms the market. It is infinitely easier to hyper-grow your portfolio through your income than it is for a millionaire trader relying purely on percentage gains. Most people who own stocks also check the news about them. More often than not, they will see analyst predictions, price targets, sentiment indicators, and a whole bunch of noise surrounding whether they should buy, sell, or hold their stock. The truth is that there's a secret that no analyst wants you to know. They're dead wrong about half of their predictions. A study on analyst predictions in the stock market found that just over half of all analysts make bad predictions as to which stocks will rise and fall in the future. In fact, you could even flip a coin and have better odds at success. Listening to so-called expert analysts is a surefire way of introducing doubt into your stock picks and ending up more lost than you were before. Trust yourself.